can see the, oh yeah, the windmills. Right by the windmills. Thousands of them over there. There's a bunch of farmland. That's where she's riding. This video is about how to make the most of your raw milk run in Illinois. Now I pick up about 2 gallons at a time. I found the Igloo cooler in a 2-gallon size. Works great because you can seal it up. It keeps it really cold on the transport home, which is very important to make your milk last the longest. Now after I get it home, nice thing about this container is it does seal really well. You can use the handle. You can use the handle and twist it to shake it up, and then even shake it up and down to get everything mixed. And then after trial and error with these stupid jugs and different gallon container milk jug things, reusing water bottles, that just sucks because you can't really clean them. And it doesn't keep the milk cool on the transport home, and also the plastic leaches out, or it just doesn't make it last as long. So when I get it home, I transfer it into the small containers. Let me open up this Igloo here. So she made it home pretty nicely. Here's my raw milk. I've already transferred 1 gallon out of here. Beautiful raw milk right out of the udder. I saw the cows myself. Transfer it down into these containers. These half-gallon ball jars were really actually not very expensive. It was 11 bucks for 6 of them, so that's 3 gallons worth. So I'm transferring it into these, putting those in the fridge. I have 4 of those out of this, and then I think to drink it, I might pour it into this bottle one at a time, so that it's easier to pour out and use it over the next couple days. That's only going to take me a few days to use. Then I can rinse that container out. It's a wide mouth. So yeah, I think this is going to work out real nice. You've got to go with the Igloo container. Don't be trying to go with this type of crap. And I mean, your first couple times it works, but you can't reuse this. You never really get it clean. I tried to clean it. It's not really clean. I don't care for that. Not too great. So yeah, that's what I recommend. I saw a bunch of Indian people last time I was there. They were picking up like 30 gallons, and they had a couple decent containers, but a whole bunch of mismatched gallon containers and crap. I was just like, wow. It was like 30 different containers they were trying to transport, like all the way back to Chicago, like 45 minutes, and they didn't even have coolers or nothing. I was just like, oh my gosh. I hope to see them again so that I can talk to them more, because I also found out those people were they were getting the raw milk, taking it home, and heating it, pasteurizing it again, or pasteurizing it. I was like, what are you guys? I can't believe it. I was like, I'm shocked. And they're like, oh really? They're like, oh, we're gonna look into raw milk. I'm like, yeah. I don't know why you're taking this perfect milk here and taking it back home, putting it on the stove, heating it back up to low temperature, pasteurize it, which I agree is probably better than what you get at the store. And it is raw milk. They said the main reason they were doing it was for the fats, and I felt like they were missing out on a huge part of it. So yeah, this is what you need. They make them in the 2 gallon, 1 gallon, 5 gallon containers, half-gallon mason jars, ball jars. They're cheap. Cheapest way that I found is these ball jars, because I searched online and all the other containers were way more money for anything that was decent that I could use in a similar fashion that was easily cleanable. So for the money, these are the way to go. Get yourself either a 2-gallon Igloo or a 5-gallon Igloo if you're picking up that much oil. Oil, sorry. I work on cars also. Picking up that much raw milk, it definitely works great. This thing seals up pretty nicely. I had no problems bringing it home. I might actually have to make like some type of a box to hold it for when I like floor it and slam on the brakes, because I drive like a maniac. It kind of wanted to roll a couple times. I had to grab it, but I had it in the front seat to grab the handle. So it worked out pretty good. It's sealed. sealed the top tight, nothing leaked out. So it worked out really good. All right, guys, you got to get your raw milk. This is the way to do it. In Illinois, we have to go out to the farm to pick up. They can't provide containers, so you have to bring your own containers, which I think creates a bit of a problem when you have junky old containers being brought back that could potentially be contaminated with other bacteria. And then they can blame it on the raw milk, of course, which is ridiculous. So yeah, the coloring on this is pretty good. I don't have my flash on right now, but it's about what it looks like in real life. It's a yellow, definitely a creamy tint. That's the actual, yeah, color right there. Raw milk, I love it. I'm making kefir too. I'll include some of my kefir videos soon just to show how easy that is. I'm gonna get this milk back in the fridge. Finish transferring this over before it gets any warmer. The colder you keep the milk, the longer it lasts. Like 1 hour, I think I heard it like every hour above 38 that it takes days off the lifespan of it turning into cheese. I mean, it's not going to be rotten. It's just going to ferment. It's going to turn into clabber, which some people like it fresh. I don't mind it partially clabbered, but mine tends to get to a point where it gets cheesy. But I've also been keeping it in a plastic container, so I'm interested to see how the storage in the glass containers will last. I'm trying to get the milk to last me about 2 weeks. 2 weeks off of this run, so I only have to run out there every 2 weeks. I drink about a gallon a week. We'll see how this kefir goes. I might be increasing to 3 gallons every 2 weeks. If I can get the milk to stay, I'm trying to see how fresh I can keep the milk, because that's also better for kefir. So yeah, that's the ticket. You got to get one of these, especially in the summer. Transporting milk back in 90-degree heat, you're not getting fresh milk home. No way. You've got to keep that shit cold. I find this to be a very easy way. The Igloo, I think, only cost me like 12 bucks. The 5-gallon ones are only 20. These only cost me 11 bucks, 12 bucks. So yeah, the milk in Illinois, I got a really good deal on it. I'm not even going to say the price, but it's under $10 a gallon by more than $3. So yeah, it's a really affordable deal. It's definitely worth it. And yeah. Today I also got some grass-fed beef livers. Last 2 they had this week. Grass-fed ground beef. I got quite a few in the refrigerator. Got my raw milk, my 2-gallon Igloo. Let's shake it up and transfer it over to the half-gallon ball jar. Here we go. One filled up. Might put a little bit more in. Another thing that I do to keep the milk as cold as possible so it stays as fresh for as long as possible is I put the ball jars, the mason jars, in the freezer so that they're ice cold when I put the milk into them. Because every bit of warmth that gets into the milk takes that much longer for it to cool down. If you put it in a warm jar, it's going to suck some of the cool out of the milk. And here's the raw milk that I've got. Oh, I haven't stirred it up yet. Ooh, that is a thick cream on there. That tastes like vanilla ice cream. This cream is amazing. Just straight up, it's like vanilla ice cream. It's the best. It's the best thing you ever tasted.